Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second follow-up interview for our lunchtime talk on gender equality in public procurement. And today I will be asking some questions to Ander Vergara Sautua from Emakunde, the Basque Country's Institute for Women in Spain. Hello, Ander. Nice to see you again. I wanted to ask you if you in Emakunde or the gender equality experts in the Basque administrations have noticed any challenges in particular in the use of gender responsive procurement by contracting authorities, and what have you done to tackle these challenges?
Hello, Anna, and hello, everybody. Well, our main challenge at the moment is to respond to the new requirements established by the recent modification of the Basque law for equality between women and men. In fact, the article related to GRPP has been substantially modified, and as a result, the law is much more demanding when it comes to integrating the gender perspective in public procurement. According to the new law, discriminatory companies and those companies that do not comply with the legal equality requirements must be excluded from the tender process. In addition, a minimum of 5% of the marks under the award criteria must address gender equality, and at least one of the contract performance conditions must be related to gender equality. The non-inclusion of gender equality specifications can only be allowed where contracting authorities justify that the contracts have no impact on the situation of women and men and on gender equality. In order to respond to this main challenge and to make it easier for contracting authorities and tendering companies to comply with the new requirements of the law, in collaboration with the Public University of the Basque Country, we have recently launched a free support service available to both contracting authorities and tendering companies.
Thank you very much, Ander. I think it's very useful for our audience also to know that you're already anticipating, let's say, the challenges that are linked to applying the new legislation, and you are already thinking about how to support both contracting authorities and companies. Public procurement where gender equality clauses were used, and can you give us a bit of an idea of how it was done?
Yes, for example, I can tell you about a contract published in October 2021 by the Town Hall of Archiniega, which is a small town of the Basque Country. The contract was for the service of care and operation of its rural care center for the elderly. And the value of the contract was about 180,000 euros. In this contract, an award criterion on equal opportunities between women and men was included, with a maximum weighting of 3 points out of 58, which represented 5% of the total weighting. These 3 points were divided like this. A maximum of 1 point was awarded for the tenderers that committed themselves to taking specific measures to promote work-life balance of the staff carrying out the contract, always improving the legally established minimums. A maximum of another point was awarded for the tenderers that committed themselves to organizing at least 2 activities per year aimed at the service users in order to promote equality between women and men and the prevention of sexist behavior, and a maximum of 1 point was awarded for the tenderers that committed themselves to developing gender equality training for the staff working at the rural day care center, a training of a minimum 5 hours. Furthermore, there was a contract performance condition according to which the contractor was obliged to comply with the requirements established by gender equality legislation, as well as with the regulations in the field that may be enacted during the execution of the contract. So I think that this can be a good example of how GRPP specifications are included in our country.
Indeed, and also very important to hear about examples on award criteria, which are a bit more rare to come by than the ones related to contract performance conditions. What are you looking to improve in your system to facilitate further the uptake of gender responsive procurement?
As I mentioned before, the main challenge now is to promote the compliance with the new requirements of the equality law. Anyway, there are also other challenges, such as providing all contracting authorities with gender equality training, improving the support systems for contracting authorities and tendering companies, improving the coordination between procurement officers and equality officers, improving the quality and impact of the quality clauses to make them more effective and transformative, and last but not least, improving the monitoring and the evaluation systems.
Yes, I think the monitoring issues is something we are also grappling with, and it's also very tricky. Not only just to collect data, but also to really make sense and to be able to read the data in general on sustainable procurement. During the lunchtime talk, you also mentioned that there is an interinstitutional working group dealing with gender responsive procurement in the Basque Country. Can you tell us a bit more about how it came about and what it does concretely?
Yes, in 2005, the Basque Law for Equality created the Interinstitutional Commission for Equality between Women and Men. The mission of this commission is to coordinate the equality policies for the 3 levels of the Basque public administration: regional, provincial, and municipal. The commission has a political and a technical level, so 2 levels, as well as specific working groups dealing with different issues. Precisely, one of these working groups is about gender equality in public procurement and subsidies. This specific group was created in 2011 and is coordinated by Emakunde with the participation of technical representatives from the Basque Government's Department of Economy and Finance and the quality bodies of the Basque Government, the provincial councils, and the municipalities. Within the framework of this working group, guidelines, support materials, studies, and awareness-raising activities have been developed. And most importantly, a multi-level and coordinated approach has been taken to the matter.
Thank you very much, Ander. I think your answers today really paint a picture of how using a certain type of social clauses doesn't happen in the void, but it's really the whole system that encourages and supports the use of these considerations, and the fact that you also have this interinstitutional working group shows it, and it's been there now for more than 10 years. So there's really a whole system revolving around it. How have these gender-related considerations been welcomed by the suppliers? Have you noticed any difficulty for them, or any impact in particular on small and medium enterprises or social businesses?
Yes, in 2014, we launched a participatory process in which about 25 tendering companies participated. The aim of the process was to understand their needs, in relation to GRPP, and to provide them with support to meet these needs. From that process, we learned that many companies were reluctant to meet the GRPP-related requirements, as they saw them as something that created additional work and difficulties for them, and especially for those smaller ones and those with less resources. In addition, they argued that they often did not understand what exactly some of the clauses meant and how to comply with them, especially those referring to the integration of a gender perspective in a service or in a product. Logically, the companies that have already developed equality policies or measures were the most favorable to the GRPP. Therefore, in order to respond to these needs, we developed a handbook and 3 supporting videos and organized seminars to present these materials. All of them are available on our website. And to be honest, we have not detected any particular difficulties in SMEs. In fact, the vast majority of the companies in the Basque Country are SMEs, and we are aware that GRPP-related specifications can have a negative impact on them if they do not take into account their conditions and needs. So I think that we have tried to avoid measures and clauses that may harm the competitiveness, their competitiveness. Mm-hmm.
Many thanks. That sounds very encouraging, and it's also great that you took this into account when reflecting on the different types of clauses. Thank you very much, Ander, for your time and for your availability to answer a few questions. Let me just remind our audience that we will post some useful links in the description to this video, and I will see you for the next lunchtime talk on socially responsible procurement. Bye.
Bye, thank you.